like all the dairy. What was the like?
That's all we were allowed to have. But anyway, she was on this, always on these diets, these crazy diets. And, one day I feel like she never ate. She was starving. And one day she tumbled down the stairs. And I thought, oh my God, my little, 5-year-old self thought it's because she doesn't eat. And now I know that diets can kill you. So that was.
I mean, truly, was she putting this stuff into your head too? I feel like so many people probably can relate to that. Like my mother was always making the snarky little like cutting comments to the point where we called her Scissor Trish because she was always saying this like, I have this vivid memory of being at the Grand Canyon and my sister was there was a weight limit for riding the donkeys. Mm-hmm. And my sister could not ride on the donkey. And my mother just like lambasted her in front of everyone. Total nightmare. Did your mother say these kinds of things to you? Was she like,
well, she would, but on top of the no eating, there was a lot of drinking. So it was, and then I do, the joke is, my mother didn't really tumble down the stairs from not eat, from a diet. It was from drinking too much. Like, I just didn't, but
a more fun way to tumble down a set of stairs. I'm not going to lie.
But, I guess it wasn't so much like she didn't really harp on like what we ate, but I do remember there was never like snack food in the house. There was no chips, no soda, no Twinkies. Like there was none of that. But my mother was also a single mother working 2 jobs. And I think like, it was a matter of like, she just didn't buy that shit because she didn't eat it. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't go grocery shopping with her. So things were different, like my kids growing up would go, I'm like, do you want to come to Wegmans? And of course they'd fill the cart up with, and then I got to be like, no, you're not coming to the grocery store with me. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? You're getting, but it's just different. Like my kids didn't grow up with any food restrictions. You know what I mean? It was, they did get to like have whatever they wanted. And my kids only drank water and like obsessively ate like good food and fruit. And I'm like, where did they come from? But I think it's just because, I don't know, they got to make their own choice. I don't know.
That's it. If you don't do all these restrictions on your children, I think then they don't become obsessed with those things. Like it wasn't just the food, it was television and entertainment too. My mom was like, you're going to be fancy. She's bougie as hell, right? So she was like, you're going to read books and speak French. And she would lock all of the cupboards, the TVs in these cupboards with a lock and key, literally. And so we could never watch television. So what do you think I did? The first time I had a sleepover or the first time I was able to get out of the house, I was consuming all the television. I mean, I would sit for hours. When I first got to college, I would just watch television till 3 a.m. every night. You just want what you can't have, right? So you become
I mean, I guess I could totally see that now because my kids got to, they had a TV in their room. They watched everything. There was no restrictions. There was no restrictions on what they ate. Honestly, if the food was, I remember like, you know what? You're right, Jamie. My kids would go like, Halloween trick-or-treating and, little kids go crazy, right? For their candy. My kids' candy, it would be a year and it's still, I'll be sitting there. They just they didn't eat candy. I don't know who had them. Not me.
It's insane to me that you wouldn't like binge on candy. Like that's just like what you do, right? That seems normal. I think
Lauren, what about you? Were you allowed all that stuff as a kid?
Yeah, we had like soda, like
cookies. So you were okay.
I grew up on all the like fruity cereals that were just sugar. I grew up on like not healthy at all.
Right.
And as I grew, I feel like I probably ate healthier as I aged because I didn't really eat meat. So I would eat a lot of like vegetables and stuff. But yeah, like I can eat, I always ate whatever I want. So it wasn't like I didn't feel restricted at all.
Right.
Did you ever see your mom doing the fad diets?
She did one, And I don't know how there are these like, I don't know. I remember these like healthy choice, like ice cream bars or something. And my mom would buy them on her diet and I would go and eat them. And now that I think about it, I'm like, those things are, when you buy like the specialty foods, they're like really expensive.
Yeah.
And she was a single mom and 2 kids.
Right.
And, we were in private schools and I remember like eating them, like when I was just like, just eating a healthy choice bar. No big deal. And then my mom would be like, don't eat those. Those are mine.
Yeah, right. Like eat the real ice cream, bitch. Save mommy's
diet
ice cream.
I didn't need to eat that.
I remember one time I bought my dogs the dog ice cream treats, dog ice cream.
Frosty Paws.
Yeah, I bought like a whole bag for the dog and my kids had all their friends over and I came home and all the Frosty Paws were gone. I'm like, where's the Frosty Paws? They're all like eating and the kids are like, what do you mean? Of course, they were probably stoned at that by then, And I was like, you ate the dog's ice cream. And they're like, oh, we're wondering why it tasted kind of shitty. So, yeah. So my kids even ate the dog's ice cream. So like there was no boundaries with.
It's the only way that I can meditate kind of is like working out because I get out of my own head. But I started doing that in adulthood. Like I
mean, I don't know. Why can't this happen to me? Like, you know what I'd hate is I talk about the side effects in medications. Like I know I do a whole bit about the side effects of medications and like you watch those TV commercials and I am like obsessed sometimes with like Googling these insane side effects. Do you know, I don't remember what pill it is, but you know what the side effect is? Gambling. They have a drug. I think it might treat depression or something. The side effect is you become a compulsive gambler. Like, how is that possible? Why is there no pill that side effect makes you want to work out excessively? There has to be a way that I can go on a med and that, like, oh, be careful. Side effects make you want to go to the gym every single day and work out excessively. Like, if they can make you gamble.
Cocaine?
Honey, I will do cocaine and still sit on my couch and watch TV. Okay. We need to go bigger.
I do think it's crazy when you like listen to the very end of those commercials and then like somebody trying to like speed read is like,
yeah,
this antidepressant will cause suicidal thoughts. It's
right.
Yeah. Or may result in death. Like
maybe right may cause suicidal thoughts, may result in death, cause you to compulsive gamble. I mean, my favorite, that's why I do that whole bit, like, they'll say, may cause dizziness, tiredness, excessive sweating, anal leakage. What the fuck? Anal leakage? Like that's the bit I do. Like anal leakage.
Well,
my friend took that in
like up the ante and get it crazier, but honestly, you don't even need to make shit up because that stuff was really said. I remember my brother took that. Do you remember Accutane?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really intense. So one of the side effects literally listed was bleeding from the eyes. It was like, maybe just have a zit instead.
Listen. The extremes that people will go through to be pretty, and that's going to be one of our news stories that are coming up. Like what, you know what I mean? But you're right. But like Accutane also, so yeah, I know it's hard to get that as a female, right? Because if you get pregnant on it, it's like bad for the baby.
I think it's crazy.
You have to like prove that you're either on birth control or take pregnancy tests.
All right, I just want the pill that's going to make me excessively exercise. Like if you can
Adderall?
I tried Adderall. It makes me, I can't do it. I did get an appointment for the psychiatrist though. So we are trucking along, you guys. I did my 2 therapy appointments, saw the therapist 2 times. And she said, I will let you know if we think you're a good candidate to see the psychiatrist for medication.
It's really cutthroat there.
It's tough, man. You got to make the cut, Jamie, to get through to the meds. You got to.
Are you lying? You better be lying to these people so you can make it.
I know I am. I'm like really like, no, I'm like really like, oh, I really need the medication. Look at my face.
Just start doing like voices. All of a sudden, it's be like, oh, hello, how are you? oh yes, darling, I'm wonderful. Just start talking.
I'm looking for medications for my attention deficit though. So I don't really want to go on any lithium. I mean, I have to draw the line at some of these psychiatric meds. Like I'm already on Lexapro. So I'm just looking for a little something for my tension problems, you know, and worst case scenario, I'm just going to start microdosing mushrooms because that's looking like the direction for me.
Will psychiatrists now prescribe? I wouldn't be surprised if like in California, there's some psychiatrists prescribing microdosing mushrooms.
Right. So they are working with microdosing mushrooms and they're putting them in pill form now. So they are looking into microdosing for severely depressed right now. No pharmaceutical company is going to want people to, you know, to come out.
They don't want the cure. Yeah.
Right. Like, you know what? Microdose these mushrooms every day, you know, a little teeny piece, and it's going to cure, you know, a lot of your depression because it does give you a euphoric feeling. So if you microdose that feeling, it's supposed to really work.
I mean, before you even get to that point, you have to find a therapist. Like I've been in Houston for almost a decade now. And I feel like it's like dating. There needs to be like a Tinder for therapists because I've like yet to find my person.
Yep. I don't have a match yet either.
You can't even get a therapist here. I don't even know where you guys are going to find.
No, it's everywhere. You can't get one. Like I was on waiting lists pre-COVID. And then finally during the pandemic, I got in.
Okay. But so you don't do the online stuff, right?
No, I do. We started online and that's just,
okay.
She doesn't even have a practice now. She just like is online only.
Oh, so it okay. Cause I'm thinking of these online talk spaces.
Like BetterHelp, yeah.
Oh, no joke though. That was my biggest nightmare thing because I have all these abandonment issues with my mommy issues, obviously. And I go on BetterHelp. I get assigned a therapist. I talked to this lady. I have this deep, intense session. I was like, this is maybe the best I've ever been to. I think I found my person. And then I reach out the next session and she's like, hey, Heather, how are you? And I'm like, my name is Jamie. Look at your notes. It's the one thing you cannot say to someone with abandonment issues is call me by the wrong name. Nightmare level. No BetterHelp for me.
All right. Well, I got through my therapy, my 2 little sessions, and now I'm going to see the psychiatrist, and we're going to begin the taking medication process. So I know I can't take Adderall, but hey, I'm willing to try again. I don't think it's good for me. I have high blood pressure, so I don't think they're going to want to prescribe me that. This is why my primary sent me to a psychiatrist for the ADD stuff, because he's like, I don't want to start prescribing that because at your age, I don't know, you know, so I don't know. I heard maybe Strattera is supposed to work well on adults, but who knows?
I think Vyvanse too is another
That's
one.
it. Vyvanse. I'm sorry. Vyvanse.
There's a few newer ones that I think.
Yeah. So anything that will help me, you know, think better, I'm all for. It's a lot, Jamie.
Just don't start Googling side effects.
You know what? If they say it may cause you to work, I mean, there's a lot of side effects that I'm willing to have that I would embrace. So, I mean, you may cause you to crave vegetables. Yeah. Yeah. Bring it.
I mean,
why do they have to make all these side effects have to be negative? There has to be some positive side effects, and those are the meds I want.
Where's the one that's like increases sex drive?
Well, that's called the dick pill. What is that? The blue pill, the little blue pill.
Yeah, but everything else decreases it. So
yeah, right. I got time for that anyway. Like, don't even with that. Like, if that's the case, don't even fucking give me that. I don't have time for any of that shit. You know, like, no. Where would I fit that? No.
Well, if your Vyvanse works, you might.
No, please.
You're gonna be so focused.
You're gonna be so focused.
There are so many pizza TikToks